Welcome to International Women's Day, to all of the magnificent women all over our planet, for all that we have done, all that we are continuing to do, for all that recognize themselves as a woman. Congratulations. It is Women's History Month, and it is a joy to, I should say, identify themselves as a woman. It is a joy to be here in celebration, to share this magnificent day with you and to take this journey of women of faith. But before we do, I know you can see behind me a very special woman that's coming to our community this Friday. She was the musical director here before me, and Amy Steinberg. I know you know her, and if you don't, what a great opportunity to come to Universal Spirit Center on a Friday night. What a great thing to do. There'll be some libations, a little snacky snack that we can mingle at 7, and then the concert kicks off at 7:30. The tickets are only $30. It's a beautiful way to get back out into the community and have a great time and create new community. It's really sweet, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. She will be sharing her new CD. Woo, woo, yeah, 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 yeah. Very excited about that. And so I hope to see you this Friday here at the Lions Club in North Park, 3927 Utah Street. You can get tickets on our webpage at universalspiritcenter.org, and you can also get tickets at the door. Bring a friend, bring 2 or 3. What an amazing woman she is. Let's book this place out. Let's fill it full of love and joy and just divine festivities. All right, so as we welcome in International Women's Month and all that means all over the world, all over the globe, I found that this song that I sing a lot for Kitchen Conversations, it still applies, that when we try to stop anyone from being and expressing and having equality, it strangles us all. And we are in the midst of that right now as everything is unfolding and changing and being and doing. And so this is our song tonight. But before that, let us just take a breath. I'm going to take a breath and breathe into this moment. Breathe into the very essence of this divine time. Just feeling in the silence all the busyness of the day, all the things we had to do or didn't do or tried to do. We'll just breathe into this moment and put those things to the side. And take this divine step into self-care in a beautiful, loving prayer to wrap yourself in. So wrapping you in the divine arms of spirit in this very moment. Whispering sweetly in your ear, all is well. That you are divinely cared for, that everything is unfolding for you, and there is a divine connection that is taking place as the spiritual essence of that which you are, is, and always will be, is forever on the playing field. Recognizing, being, doing, guiding, constantly whispering to you, supporting you. So it is with this divine awareness, it is with this loving appreciation, it is in this very breath that we rest into the arms of spirit. Whatever that is for you, that we rest into the divine appreciation that all is well. And we celebrate the awareness of divine consciousness expanding into a global awareness of equality for all. For every man, woman, and child walking this earth, whatever it is that you have brought to this divine place, we recognize that it is an equal opportunity for all of us. And we let go of any fear, doubt, and worry. And in this space of just divine appreciation, appreciating all the gifts that come from each and every person, that it expands us all, that our hearts, our minds, and our wisdom is inspired to be the light of who and what we are. So in this awareness, we give thanks and praise, and so it is. Well, you better listen, my sister and brother, 'cause if you do, you will hear the voices that are calling across the years. And they're calling across the ocean, and they're calling across the land. And we will until we all understand that none of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. If one of us in chains, none of us are free. Oh, there are people in the dark, and they just can't see the light. If you don't say it's wrong, that says it's right. We got to give to one another, show our brothers and sisters we care. Got to get the message out loud and clear that none of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. If one of us in chains, none of us are free. Oh, yeah, yeah. None of us are free. There comes a time when we've all got to wake up and learn to get alone. We have got to see the beauty and joy in one another, 'cause we know we are not alone. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free if one of us is in chains, 'cause none of us are free. Not one of us. None, none, none. For every sister out there in Iran fighting for freedom, here in the United States fighting for the right to have our bodies and choose what we will. None of us all over the world, women are here. We are not a second-class citizen. None of us are free. None of us are free. None of us are free. If one of us in chains, don't you hear me? 'Cause none of us are free. If one of us is in chains, equality for each and every man, woman, and child. That's the way it should be. Ooh, ooh, oh, don't we want to be free? Free from fear, free from doubt, free from fighting each other. None of us, not one of us. Cause none of us are free. None of us are free. If we're still in bondage, can't you see? Oh, we gotta let go and understand we're here together. None of us, none of us, not one of us. We can't be free if we are chained. Oh, yeah. None of us are free. Oh, wow. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. That, I felt that today. As we are taking this step today into Women of Faith, I thought it would be a really wonderful opportunity to explore women in the leadership of spirituality. And so it was like this deep dive rabbit hole that I went down, and no disrespect to the Bible whatsoever, but it was amazing that a lot of the quotes and things from the Bible that men were saying that women were not allowed, that the divine source, spirit, God, whatever you call it, did not and would not allow women to be in charge because that was not their place. And I thought, just like all oppressors, it was the men who wrote that. As the Bible was being written and transcribed, it was men who once again decided that it was not for a woman. But as women, we are very powerful, very loving, and incredible beings because we are of the divine. We are birthed in the divine essence, just as a man is. And so the creativity, the knowledge, the wisdom is there. And so is the drive and the hunger. As I just looked at some of the different religions and spiritual communities, and of course New Thought, because that is what we're embraced in, to see the women that have contributed and the things that women had to go through. And it never ceases to boggle the mind, because one would think when you have been oppressed, when you have been looked up on as a second-class citizen, that the moment you get your freedom or the moment you are freed, that that is not something you would then turn and do to another. But thus far, the human journey is still awakening to that. There are definitely a great deal of us that have awakened to understand that, just like the song says, that none of us can be free. There can be no equality if anyone, anywhere, is held in inequality. If anyone is oppressed, then the world is oppressed. And we are seeing the world oppressed. I'm so in awe of our sisters in Iran how they have decided, how they have made the decision that enough is enough, to kill off girl babies because it is a girl, to not allow a woman to go to school, to feel as though to know that she is a human being, to strip that away. It is a powerful time that women everywhere, all over the world, are rising up and saying enough. And here in the United States, as we see that with Roe v. Wade and all of the different states that want to put some type of mandate on a woman's body, it is our opportunity. And I say to anyone out there, whenever you see this, please support the divine right of a human being to be able to be responsible for their body, to make choices about their being. Let's not give the government or anyone that responsibility. We can do it ourselves. Yes? Yes. So, looking at this, one of the most quoted scriptures about a woman not being worthy to be a minister, to be a pastor, to be a leader is 1 Timothy, 2nd chapter, verse 12. I forgot the Bible for a minute. So it's 1 Timothy, 2nd chapter, verse 12. Paul said, I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. And underneath that I wrote, simply put, it was a man that wrote that. It was the suppressor that wrote that a woman was not capable, that her job, her mission was to be in silence. And as we look out into the world and Mother Nature, you cannot do it by yourself. It is an equal partnership. Man and woman, we see seed and germination, water and sun. All of it works together. Earth, nature works together to create, to pollinate, to expand. We are the only ones that are wanting to have a dictatorship to allow man or person, mainly man, to control others. And I hope we're coming to this space of understanding that that's not needed. That's not our job. We've come here to be this divine expression of creation, to expand consciousness and wisdom and explore all that could be, not to detract. So with that, I found that the first woman pastor in the Bible was Deborah. And there's no last name for Deborah. But Mary Magdalene was a follower of Jesus who witnessed Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. She ran to tell his disciples the good news. By this act, she became the first preacher of the good news and the first woman preacher. It's really quite amazing that there would still be this senses that women are not capable of doing certain things. And most definitely, women have proven time and time again that we are. And so as we awaken ourselves to an appreciation of women, and this calls for women appreciating themselves as well, that there is no competition between you and another woman. That is your sister. We all have gifts and talents that we've come here with. We're all different shapes, sizes, color, on purpose. We must remember that we were not meant to be the same. And that we have a voice. We have a voice, we have ideas, we are creative, we are technically savvy, we are adventurous, we are mothers, we are aunts, we are grandmothers, we are parents, we are friends. We are a part of this earth. We keep the population moving forward. So honor yourself. Honor the beauty and the magnificent. And for those of you that have women in your life, honor them. Honor and appreciate the brilliance of a woman. One of the first women in the United States to be ordained a minister by a full denominational authority, which meant this was a theological school. And in New York, it was Olympia Brown. She, in 1863, can you imagine that going to theological school, she was tormented, ridiculed, and just the hostility of others that thought the audacity of her to think that she could be on the same plane with a man. It is quite amazing that at that time, what she had to go through, she endured, and in 1863 became the first woman in the history of the United States to be an ordained minister. You know, when you look back at a lot of different in the tribal aspect and our indigenous brothers and sisters, in all forms, you see that the man is out front, but it is always the women that hold a people together, the women that keep a culture moving forward. And the girls that, you know, were tomboys because they wanted to ride a horse, or they wanted to go to war, they wanted to be a part of creating a safe space for the home, always looked down upon, because this image of a woman that is so narrow. We are many, many things, and in all of them, we are a divine power and presence. The energy and love that it takes to give birth to life itself, to carry a seed within you that grows daily, that is being fed through you. It's mind-blowing to think that someone would think that the power to do that would make you less than. Motherhood is one of the most amazing, amazing things. And for mothers that enjoy being a mother at home, that is fantastic. You bring to your family so many different wonderful things. And there's also mothers that enjoy being out in the workforce to contribute, to give. Not less than, different. And there are women that choose not to have children. Once again, not less than, different. A different call. As we learn to honor women for their choices, because that's what's on the table right now, to learn to honor a woman for her choice. Not the choice you may choose or the government may choose, and that includes the family, your mate, your partner, but your choice for you. That we are in this space and waking up that honoring someone's choice does not take away from your life. In New Thought, one of the founding teachers, beginners, Mary Baker Eddy, founded Christian Science in 1879. She founded Christian Science Faith Healing. Mary Baker Eddy had a very rough life, a lot of loss. Her health was very poor. And she was raised a Protestant. At its core, that the fear and also that women are to be seen and not heard. So her quest through marriage, her father taking her child away from her, her quest to have a deeper relationship with God, one that she knew from within, that she felt was real for her, led her on this journey to find a healing through the power of her connection with God, which created Christian Science. And one of her students, one of her very many students was Emma Curtis Hopkins. Emma Curtis Hopkins, I remember the first time somebody gave me one of her books. I was like, what? What is she saying? I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, you know, the language was written different then. And also, in all honesty, it was just her spiritual commitment was on point and unwavering. Unwavering. And it's no doubt that she is known as the teacher of teachers for New Thought. Emma Curtis Hopkins touched over 100 different practitioners who became ministers and founded different ministries all over the world. The teacher of teachers. Charles Fillmore and, wait a minute, I forget his wife's name. Oh, Myrtle. They founded Unity, but they were taught by Emma Curtis Hopkins. And they shared in partnership in Unity, in the beginning of Unity. They shared it in partnership. The teacher that we follow, Ernest Holmes, was, I think, one of her last students that she taught, and Ernest started religious science. So it's quite amazing that women, what we've given in spirituality in the world, that there would still be this this presence that it's a taboo. You know, when you look out in the world, who made the decision that this is a man's job and this is a woman's job? I would venture to say that it was whoever was at the table that chose that I am the superior one, which would be the man. There are definitely differences between a man and a woman, absolutely. But that should, or I shouldn't say should, but why would that affect someone's creative inspiration? Their willingness to learn. I mean, we look at now, we have women boxers. It's not something I want to do, but I'm in awe. Women wrestlers. Wrestling is tough work. Women engineers. Women doctors. I remember a joke partially that some years ago they would tell, and people were always stumped. It involved about a doctor. And people at that time only thought of men as doctors. And the answer was, it was the mother. She was the doctor. And it's like, oh. So this journey that we have been on collectively to come to a space where we are standing up for each other and for our right to live life out loud, to live life unapologetically. I wanted to look at some of the other spiritual communities. Jure Lee, they say, was likely one of the first African American female preachers in America. Born February 1783 to free but poor black parents, she was sent to work as a live-in servant at the age of 7. After hearing a sermon by Richard Allen, the founder of the African Methodist Church, AME, Lee underwent an intense conversation with her spiritual self, even though she had doubts. She went on to say that she heard this reply that says, "Go preach the gospel. Go preach the gospel." And she said back to the voice, "No one will listen, no one will believe me." And again, the voice said, "Go preach the gospel." The voice said, "I will put words in your mouth and turn your enemies to become your friends." Women are needed in every capacity of this world because we balance out. To have any field all one particular way is very limited. We have seen that with race. It's the same with spirituality. That it limits the conversations, it limits the opportunities of growth, it limits how we can see each other. There is a reason for the yin and the yang, for the day and the night. Every last one of these things are needed for us to be able to have a balance in this world that connects us, that opens up different possibilities. In the American Catholic Church in the United States, ordained their first woman priest, Kathleen Maria McPherson, on June 12th, 2011. You know, the Catholic Church was one of the last, well, not the last, but they have fought very hard at a certain point not to allow women to become bishops, priests. I remember I grew up in St. Louis, and my family, we were Catholic. And at one point, I wanted to become an altar girl. I wanted to, well, altar boy, and I was told no, I could not. And it totally changed the way I looked at the church. It filtered all these doubts, not only about the church, but then there was doubts about God. Because if I was birthed by this divine essence, why could I not express and grow in this divine way of learning, of being? I was told I could become a nun, which I had no intention. I didn't have any desire whatsoever. But I thought it was cool to be in church on Sunday, helping the priest. And so what I did as a rebellion, I was in grade school, and the way my school was set up, the church, the convent, and our school were all right there together. And in the back of the convent, where the priest stayed, was also where they kept all of everything for Sunday Mass. And so I broke in there. I broke into the convent and went back into the quarters, and I found the Holy Sacrament, and I grabbed a whole bunch of them. I was in the 4th grade. Sister Lucretia was my 4th grade teacher. She wore full habit. I don't care if it was winter, summer, spring, or fall. She wore full habit. This happened to be in the summertime, if I remember correctly. And so it was during recess. I broke in there. I grabbed the holy body, the Holy Sacrament, and I went on the schoolyard, and I started blessing children. Bless you, child, with the Holy Sacrament, and giving them the Holy Sacrament. And all of a sudden, I hear Sister Lucretia call my name, Miss Walker, Miss Walker. And I just shoved, I just shoved the rest of the holy body, the Holy Sacrament in my mouth. So by the time she came up to me, I was chewing. And one of her things that would just get her goat, she would call us cows if she caught us chewing gum. You look like a cow chewing that gum. Gum isn't for children, and she would want you to spit it out. And so she says, Miss Walker, look at you. You look like a cow chewing that. Spit that gum out. And I swallowed. She sent me to the classroom. Now understand, yeah, this was in the summertime. So she would keep the windows closed. Now kids, we've been outside ripping and running, but she did that to get our attention and to make us sit still. You would see perspiration running down the sides. And I just remember that my relationship with God was very much in question after that. I questioned a lot of things. Well, why? Well, why? Young girls that have the thirst and desire to teach the Word of God, where their perspective of that should be nourished, not beaten out of them by saying they're not worthy. So it says, while Elizabeth Paul became the first ordained woman priest in India In 1989, let me get this name, I'm going to take it slow. Maratha Vali David became the first woman priest in Kerala in 1989, another island in India. The Hindu highest priest fight the patriarch of Indian weddings because it is a man that is supposed to. And so you find more Hindu priestesses now that the women of India are speaking out that we want to choose this old paradigm, this patriarch that says a woman has no rights or rules, or has no, not rules, but has no say in how she is to be married, whom is to marry her. All of this is being called up. You're finding women that have gone to school, that have traveled in a lot of different countries. And so this old way where they could just say, be quiet, it can't stand anymore. You have women that have gone away from their village or their country, and they've come back to share with their other sisters, hey, you have possibilities beyond what has been given to you. You have a voice to speak out, to share your wisdom, your call that is within you. It says the Philadelphia 11 are 11 women who were the first women ordained as priests in the Episcopal Church on July 29th, 1974. 2 years before the General Convention, 2 years before the General Convention affirmed and authorized the ordination of women to priesthood. Women have contributed so much. I know that we often get classified as the tender and the soft, but we're more than tender and soft. We're more than the gentle, quiet. We have passion, and we have courage, and we have commitment, and we have ideas and dreams of change. We have invented many things. It is amazing that in 2023, we are fighting for the right to our bodies. I feel that part of that is that we as women must learn to love and respect each other. And I'm not saying that all of us do or all of us do not. But we as a whole must come to see the beauty in our brilliance and respect that every woman has a call for her. That's her individual space, that not every woman is meant to be a mother or married. Not every woman is meant to have kids. Not every woman has to be married to have children. Not every woman will look as we look, as you look, to honor the divine expression of the woman, whomever is feeling that call. These are very, very powerful times for us to participate in supporting the right to equality, in supporting the right to our body. in supporting women as leaders in all capacity. Women as leaders. We are ready, we are capable, and we are here. Sally Jane Prestane became the first woman in the United States to be ordained as a rabbi in 1972. Women all over our world are doing amazing things. And it is our time. It is our time to recognize that we are worthy of that, to fully engage in all of the wonderful things that the world has to offer. So women of faith carry a mighty, mighty, powerful presence. A devotion and dedication to the infinite intelligence to spirit. Women of faith have ventured outside of the structure and have embraced energy, light, other ways of healing, of connecting with the angels, as our sweet Margot here at Universal Spirit Center does. She connects with the angels through clairvoyance, through audio voyance. Open up what's possible. Our spiritual warriors, our sisters, our indigenous sisters that created a path of spiritual connection that was different from what you may have been raised. One of the incredible things is just because a religion has been around forever doesn't make it the only way. It's just a choice. And women have chosen to be a woman of faith to expand what that looks and feels like and how you can participate. So I say today on International Women's Day, I thank all of the women ancestors that have gone before me, that have given their life, their family, their time, their heart, their dreams. For me to be able to be here with you like this, for us to be present to other many wonderful women around this world that are standing up and speaking out. It's not over yet. But it is a divine awakening within each of us that this call is not going away. There will be no regretting, no recess back into what was. We are moving forward. And for those of you that may feel as though that this is not the thing to do, blessings and move to the side. It is time to recognize the power, the presence, and magnificence of women. That our equality is a given. We were born equal, not less than. We were born on purpose. To think that in some cultures, in the Indian culture, in some of them, that they would kill a girl child because it's a girl, and that the dow would be too much financially on the family to bestow. To recognize that women are of divine essence. This is ringing out all over the world. So honor this month of Women's Month. Be mindful, be aware, and take the time to appreciate all the women in your life. Woman to woman, man to woman, child to woman. Recognize and appreciate the women in your life. Take time to find out some of the history of what women have done and share that with your family and friends. We will be sharing that throughout the month. It's important that we all know and recognize that we are in this thing together. And the more knowledge you have, the more conversation you have, the more your heart has the opportunity to open in a way to not be afraid, to know that this is the time, this is the place. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here with me today. I want to thank you whenever you join this conversation. It is never too late to recognize and appreciate women. Never. It is never too late to understand the power of what a woman is. Never. And to take it wholeheartedly. To see your sister as a sister, not as someone that you have to have a cat fight with. We are beyond that. We are more than that. And we are worthy to lead this country, this world. We are worthy to create divine and incredible things. We are worthy to teach the word of God. Spirit, light, we are worthy to shine our magnificent light. As our sweet sister Amy said, shine, be glorious. Shine the magnificent essence of light that you are. So I thank you so much for being here. I embrace and love you all. Universal Spirit Center, I thank you for being a space of awakening, of joyous awakening and on intention. For each of you that support us, I thank you for all of your divine loving support, because we could not do the things we do without you. You are very much a part of everything that we do. And for 21 years, you have been a part. You have been here with us. Through your love and support, we are able to do the things that we can. We're able to give in a global community to support organizations that are supporting the expansion of life. Our global heart ties are amazing. But not only that, our Spirit in Action, where we participate in helping the world be a better expression. Racial Equality Project, where we feature and show ways of how we can have conversation and how we can be a greater us together. A ministry led by Reverend Kevin that has shown love, compassion, and the willingness to step in the unknown. You are me, I am you. So thank you, Universal Spirit Center, for consciously giving. We have just kind of finished our conscious giving campaign. If you have not had the opportunity to make a commitment for the upcoming year, I ask you in the most loving way, you can go through our QR code, you can go on our web page and make a commitment. It is time for us to stand in that which we say we want, and here is a community that is stepping in that. So if you feel called, if you feel the divine urge to support, whenever you see this, It's never too late. You are my family. You are the face of God. There are a couple of things that I want to make you aware of. One is the Angels is coming this Saturday, March the 11th, from 10 a.m. to noon. That's the Angels with our divine Margot Alora at the office. So I hope to see you there. Also, coming up on this Sunday, our annual community meeting. It will take place after our second gathering. You'll get to know the finances, where the money goes, what we're doing with it, and also to bring in new ideas and conversations of how we can expand and be a better spiritual community to you here in-house and online. So please, take the time if you haven't. Also, this coming Sunday, loving reminder, spring forward 1 hour. Move your clocks 1 hour ahead. You release an hour, so you will jump right into the sunshine that will be taking place. How great is that? And then, as I said, we are celebrating National Women's Month. And this is Winona LaDuke. Winona founded the White Earth and Recovery Project in 1989, which has returned 1,400 acres of land back to her people. And she also founded the Indigenous Women's Network, which works to empower Native American women. We have a mighty history of beautiful women that have done amazing things. Excuse me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and light. Very good. And remember, this coming Friday, it is our beloved sister, Amy Steinberg. You can go online and get your tickets. You can buy your tickets at the door. We're going to have a ball. You don't want to miss it. I hope to see you here. Peace and blessings.